And I just wish that I wish I'd known more about the show when I was on there, because I would have told all of you how much I loved your work, and I don't know.
You can tell me this fall.
Oh yeah, I will.
I can tell you too. I need to watch the episodes that you're in. All of you guys. And Nick, I've never seen a single episode that Nick is in.
Well, you should come back, because Nick's he's gonna be with us next season, because that's when he arrives. And there's this big Pulp Fiction episode which he's in, and my sister's also in it. My sister plays the Uma Thurman dancer in that.
Awesome.
And Stan wrote it, and so I think that one's going to be kind of a big one, where we're going to have Alan and Nick and Stan, and I'm going to ask Valerie and Brenda, and I think that one will be like a crazy episode.
Absolutely. Okay, I'm still looking for this.
Sure.
Oh shit, I'm in season 5, not a fudger. Okay. Boom.
Yeah, don't fudge it up.
I'm not gonna. It's episode 17, right?
Yep.
Okay.
It's called Girls in Bikinis, Boys Doing the Twist.
I know the title of it, John Cabrera.
Okay.
All right, and let's see. Okay, start it and immediately push back. Boom. Okay, there's a car and a bicycle tire. There we go.
A car and a bicycle tire. Do you see the gazebo behind there? Do you see like a guy in a big gray coat?
No, but but I stopped it immediately when it started. I didn't even let it go any further.
Okay, and it definitely says S04 E17 Girls in Bikinis, Boys Doing the Twist up at the upper right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, great. I'm about to.
Kirk. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Starts on Kirk.
Kirk is in one of those things where he's riding a bike and he's got a buggy behind it and he's pulling Lorelai and Rory.
Oh yeah, you actually started it 2 seconds, and that's all right. That's good.
I can go back. I'll go back.
I was like, yeah, but I you're good. You're totally good. All right, I'm gonna open up the couch. We're gonna bring another 13 folks up here. It'll be 15 of us in total. Okay. And I am about to open that up, and I am opening it up right about now.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. Sorry, people are just shifting around. Okay, 14. That should be 14, right? Yes, great. Wait.
You need a 13, John.
Oh shoot. And I'm gonna have to drop you back down. I'm sorry.
Okay. You're used to 14.
That was a sad okay. I feel really bad now. You know what? We're gonna you know what? I'm gonna add 2 more people. I'm gonna add 2 more people here just because of how sad that okay was, Anna. You just gave 2 more people spots up here. This is a very, very rare occurrence.
Yay.
All right.
That was a happy yay.
All right.
Yay.
That's it. Okay, we're closing off the couch. Sorry about that. That's just bad counting on my part. Okay, so yeah, I know. It was 13, right? Got it. That scream that you do in that one episode.
Which one?
No, I'm talking about the Tilton scream, where it's like, isn't it like something about blood or something like that?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's been a long time since I've heard that scream, but it is funny and it comes out of nowhere.
It is blood curdling, that scream. That is like some horror movie scream that you got going on there. Is that just, you can just channel that? You can just channel that kind of thing? You have a scream button?
If you want to hear it now, I can.
No.
Okay,
no.
Yeah, I can do I have a newborn baby. Scream. I mean, I can crush the scream queen.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, there's something in that just for the others on the couch with us. There's something that we call a cry button. People who like actors who could just like cry on cue. We call that a cry button. Like, oh, do you have the cry button? I do not have the cry button. I don't know if Shelly has the cry button. You have the cry button?
You know it, baby.
Oh my goodness.
Well, most of the stuff I've ever done has been like really intense, like drama shit.
Yeah. The cry buttons are great because like a person who could just do the cry button, like, man, you got work, because if there is a role where the audition includes crying, like the number of people has just narrowed down to only those with the cry button. But I'm coining something here called the scream button, because I think that being able to scream like that is a skill. I don't think I could do that.
Well, you know what, Cabrera? We should have like a scream/cry button, workshop.
Oh my God. How is everybody tonight?
I'm good. I'm Claudia.
Awesome. Good. Doing well.
Really good.
A weekend.
Yeah, I ate the burrito. I'm ready to go.
We've done. This was.
Yeah, I stayed awake for Shelly because I love Shelly so much. So I thought, if she's here, I need to stay awake. So Shelly, here I am.
I know you are, and I'm really glad you made it on. Now, did you cherry pick Claudia, John?
No. The way that I do it is really like I open the couch and then you can't see it, but basically just like a flood of people raise their hands, and I just go in order. I just go 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way down the line in the order that the app put them in. So it's always random every night. But tonight I accidentally counted to 14, even though with a guest I should only count to 13 in order to have 15, which is the exact number of people that fit on the iPhone screen without having to scroll. So in order to like see that last row, we have to scroll. So that was the magic number that I came up with. But I've been doing 14 because it's just been me up here so long that I just forgot, and I hit 14 people, and that just added another person. They always laugh when I do that because they can always hear it. You know, like as soon as I hit 14, they're like, "Oh, he did it again."
Okay, so you're going to need to explain the rules. Am I supposed to mute myself? What do I do?
Yep.
Do I do it? Okay, what do I do?
Yeah, so like I said, I'm going to do a preamble, and I'm going to do that preamble now because we're at 7 p.m.
Okay.
And you'll get the whole gist of it from here. We're gonna all be pressing our play buttons at the same time, but that's not coming just quite yet. You'll hear it at the end of the little speech. Hey everybody, to all of you who are joining us for the first time, welcome. This is Remarcus. We're a community of folks who like to watch our favorite television shows together, virtually, but as if we are in the same room, gathered around the same television and passing, pizza boxes and boxes of takeout amongst one another. And the first show that we are watching together is Gilmore Girls, a show that I was an actor on. So was Shelly, but I never actually watched it. So I'm watching it for the first time now with fans. Shelly, I don't know, how much did you watch?
Hang on, let me take a cough drop out of my mouth now because I just was not ready to speak. Hold on. Just like I was on the sofa in your house. Okay, so how much have I watched?
Yeah.
Well, I've watched some of the episodes that I was in because I really wanted to see certain ones. And then only since in this last 6 or 8 months, Claudia and I have been working on different trivia questions and stuff for the last couple of times we've met. So I watched all the Christmas episodes. She actually handpicked the ones that I needed to watch. So I watched those, and I mean, I've never even seen I haven't seen most of these episodes. I've never seen, like, Nick and I talk on the phone. Nick and Virginia randomly call me every week or two and say hi, and I've never seen any of those episodes ever. So I'm excited to.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things that I think was a little enlightening for some of the fans was, this idea that like actors actually don't often watch the shows that they're in because that's our work, right? So like when the whistle blows, we go home and we do other things, and then of course years go by and we just haven't, and then it's like 15 years since the show's been off the air. And that's when I've just decided, like, okay, it's far enough away from me. I've been going to these fan festivals. I feel like I want to connect to fans in a way that, we can relate to the same show that we both have a connection to, but in different ways. So yeah, but it sounds like you may have actually watched more than I watched. All right, so anyway, those who arrive early to this room can grab a seat on what we call the couch. That's this area up top here with 15 of us that have little microphones next to our avatars. That means that we can chat during the episode, as if we were creating a sort of social DVD style commentary track, except rather than actors and writers and directors on that track.
Valerie just joined.
Okay, cool. Let me finish the preamble. Rather than actors and writers and directors, we have fans here making that commentary, because in a lot of ways, fans know more about these shows sometimes than the people who created them. So that's kind of been fun. There are no real rules how much or how little we chat. We can chat whenever we feel the urge, same as if we were casually watching together in person. However, we do hit our sweet spot when we keep our remarks to what's actually happening in the episode. We try our best to squeeze those remarks into the air between dialogue, so that we can still follow what's going on the show. It doesn't always work, but we do our best. And when we have longer thoughts or we want to have a conversation, we save those for after the episode, because we're going to stick around for another 45 minutes afterwards to chat about what we just saw. We always avoid talking about future episodes. I know some of us have seen this show a couple of times, but some of us haven't, so we don't want to spoil it for those. We keep the volume on our TVs as low as we can, but still being able to hear it, so that when we do speak, everyone can't hear our episode in the background. I use headphones in my television, so you can't hear my episode at all. And when we're not speaking, this goes to what you were just asking, Shelly, we always keep our mics muted just to reduce background noise. I've got the big dogs that sometimes bark in the background. All of these sessions are being recorded and archived. They're on a YouTube channel that one of our community members has graciously set up for us. Eventually, they'll be on our Remarks app. If you don't feel comfortable being recorded or having your recorded remarks available to the public, then just don't come up onto the couch or don't speak. We sometimes do have snags. Sometimes people lose their internet or they get knocked out of the room. If that happens to you, just come back in. You will still be on the couch as you were before. If your episode cuts off and you need to figure out where we are in the episode, there's an easy way to do that. You can get our Remarcus app at remarcus.com and then sign up for an account. You're going to need an account for this. And once you have an account, you can go into the event calendar and then into the page for this particular event, where you will see a time code playing, and that's the time code of the episode. That's where we are. If you don't have the app, you don't want to get another social account, that's totally fine. You can also get the time code on my Instagram account, where I have an Instagram live feed playing simultaneously with that time code. You can find a link to my Instagram by tapping my avatar here in the room, opening up my full profile, where you will find my Instagram link, and it'll take you right there without actually leaving Clubhouse. You'll be able to hear everything. We always skip ahead past the previously on any episode. There is no previously on, at least not on Netflix for this one. I imagine also not on the DVDs. Am I correct?
Correct.
Okay, great. So
I found it might be easier for Shelly to turn on her subtitles to read what's happening, because we talk a lot during episodes, so she can follow.
Oh yeah, that's true. If you want to shift down and then switch it to English original with subtitles, that could be helpful. That you can read things when sometimes it gets dead silent for many minutes while we're all just super focused on what's going on, and sometimes it gets real chatty. And if it gets too chatty for anyone out there who doesn't want to listen with subtitles, just turn the volume on your phone down a bit until you hear the chatter kind of die down. That's what I do sometimes. Okay, I am going to press record on my recorder. Yeah.
Valerie said to let her know when we're done watching the episode, she'll try to pop in again.
Oh, wonderful. Wonderful.
I was just gonna ask, is it solid tonight?
It is not. Those are barbecue chips so every night they try and guess what I'm eating for dinner. that's become.
I thought it sounded too crunchy to be salad.
My kernels involved. It sounded like right.
Yeah, that's like a little running gag that we have. They try to, but guess what? You guys already guessed dinner, because Babsy just said we're having salad.
Yay!
John, tofu again?
I just went and looked on Instagram, and it didn't look like you were live. Are you on Instagram?
Thank you very much. I am not live. What's going on here? Why am I not live? Oh, yeah, because I didn't turn it on. Thank you so much. All right. And we
No worries.
are. We are going live. We are going live. Okay, we are now live. Thank you, Emma. As always, awesome community. Okay, great. So I have just pressed record. So we are officially recording. Those who have been here before know what we are doing next. Sorry, let me just put my headphones in. For all of you new folks, including you, Shelly, you're going to want to get your remote ready, have that thumb on the play button. We are going to all hit our play buttons at the same time. Oh, hold on. I need to get the time code ready. Time code is, all right, ready? We're going to press our play buttons all at the same time on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. And there is Kirk.
Does he get extra credit or extra pay for having to do the bicycle?
I don't think
Don't pay? No.
I don't think so. But, you know, the reason why they're asking is because I've told them that, like getting fully wet is a penalty that actors get paid for.
That might be coming up in this episode. Who knows?
Oh my goodness. Well, if that happens to you, you have to talk to us about that because we've talked about it many times.
10-4.
Was this something new 20 years ago in the USA, having like a, I don't know, bicycle taxi, or was it common?
A rickshaw? Isn't that called a rickshaw?
Yeah. I think this actually goes back to like the 20s or 30s or 40s.
I feel like every city has one little touristy area with people doing rickshaws.
Here in Germany, they started, I think, in the last 15 years. And I think 20 years ago, we didn't have this.
Their outfits are very coordinating.
I love Kurt. The freshman 15. Oh, Kurt.
Rory's vest really reminds me of the 80s.
We have pedicabs in New York City and in the touristy areas, and I am super scarred for life. I will not get in one because of this scene.
Are you scared that the guy's going to be like, "Ooh, it's too heavy, I can't go"?
I honestly I feel a rude comment would definitely happen. Or, you just get hit by traffic. I fear for my life as well.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to get one of those things just strictly because I would be scared that I would die.
Especially New York City traffic.
The cereal bars, when they used to be the big thing.
Oh, yeah.
This episode has one of my favorite Paris lines ever, if not my favorite Paris line. So I'm excited.
Is it coming up?
It's in a few scenes from now. You'll know it as soon as you hear it, believe me.
How does everyone feel about Katie Walder's character and Ethan Cohn's character?
Ethan Cohn, Glenn.
Yes.
Yeah.
Season 1 is Glenn. We love Glenn.
We're in love with
Love
Glenn.
him.
Glenn is a huge favorite in this group.
He and I did a wardrobe thing on the last panel.
Oh, has he come to FanFest?
No,
The virtual
panel.
fan fest this past year.
Ah, okay.
I think her character is not as much liked because she's not as sweet or weird as Glenn is. So, yes.
Yeah, they really wrote her kind of sour.
Yeah. I also think that the characters that we really like cling to have a lot more quirk to them than she does.
Totally.
I think she's often the enemy of Paris to make us feel how annoying Paris is. So she's annoying too, and they need her a lot for Paris. Like,
I had really high hopes for the character when they introduced her on that medicine ball or that bouncy ball where she's doing like push-ups on it. I thought that was really weird.
Claudia, great call on the subtitles.
I need to add that to my preamble, actually. That's a good note for anybody, really. Subtitles.
I couldn't live without them in our watch parties. That's too much. Listening to English and understanding really, really not loud. No chance at all.
Oh.
Bam.
Is this why there's a lot of...
drop. Now you
Uh-oh.
understand.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, that's not good.
But wait, there's more.
John, Shari just messaged me and said ick.
We'll explain that to you afterwards, Shelly.
All right.
His bad mood is justified.
You can tell that they just have a fan right in front of them because no other bushes are moving except just the paper and her hair.
Also, that's not how you wear a scarf or a coat when you're cold.
Just like that tree in the background isn't even slightly swaying.
I never noticed that.
It's just a big fan.
Now I'm so hungry.
Glenn is hilarious. He's so good.
I love that character.
Was it that one?
That's the line. That's the line you like.
Yeah, that's my favorite Paris line ever.
Damn, I missed it.
The best Paris line ever.
We'll tell you afterwards. It is.
Yep.
The infamous first day of school shirt.
Oh yeah, I never noticed that. Good catch.
Me either. But we talked about it, so obviously I noticed.
There's the title.
Original title of the episode.
I thought the title seemed off.
They're going to Florida, but where are they really going, Shelly?
Seaside Motel in Hermosa Beach, baby.
Hermosa Beach.
I like that Glenn has his swim trunks on already.
How far would the drive be if they like would really go to the place they want to?
What was that?
How long would the drive be in reality? Like
About 12 hours.
Oh wow, okay, thanks.
Depends on, oh, they're going to Daytona?
Sherry said no, 20 hours.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
12 seems a little short. That sounds about more right, is 20.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
it's go from Tennessee to Florida for me.
Yeah,
Like a drive to Europe.
just getting through Florida is almost like, I want to say is almost 10 hours.
Sherry's dad lives in Florida, and she said from New York to Florida for her is 20 hours.
Yeah, that's about right.
Map quest.
Cut, or are they already
To
here?
Daytona? If it's to Daytona, it's 20 hours and 43 minutes from Hartford.
Did they already get here? Did we just cut and they're here now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You didn't want to watch them drive, did you, John?
I love part with
Now I understand why she wanna run after 2 hours, 20 hours in a car. I would want to like walk around too.
Can you imagine being in a car with Paris for 20 plus hours?
Yeah, that's the part that
No.
does, that's the
Oh my
logic
God.
that doesn't really track.
Okay, they're passing by
I
my
think
room
that's
right
the
now.
closest
That's where I stay.
You guys were in the room next door? Is that what you were saying?
Or maybe 2 rooms down. I think the room they just passed was Teal's, and I was on the other side of that.
When you say where you stayed, what do you mean? You guys slept there?
Yeah, we stayed there for the week or the 8th, whatever it was.
And that was your actual room? Like you were there, you didn't go home, you were sleeping there?
Yeah, it was really far to drive, and the guy had to get up at the butt crack of dawn, of course. And it was
Oh my
so much
gosh.
fun.
That's
And then-
freaking cool. I love that.
Yeah, we all
So
had
this-
so much fun.
So this was a real location then.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
Seaford
real
Hotel.
location. Shelly, did you do spring break?
When I was growing up. Yeah.
I never did this ever.
Why does that not surprise me?
Me neither.
I don't know how to take that.
I feel bad
I don't know how
about
to take that exactly, but
Yeah, John, you're not
allergies and stuff.
Oh.
but I mean, I'm from Miami. I think I got allergies once I left Florida.
You probably didn't do spring break because you were already doing spring break for, that's where you lived.
Yeah, partly that, and also just I was a nerd.
No, not possible.
I've never done it either, John, so I'm right there with you.
Me neither.
I was a total loner until about 11th grade for my entire life. So once 11th grade started, it was on.
That seems about right.
Oh my gosh, breakfast in a bed.
Oh my goodness, that actually looks totally good. Like I've never thought about that, but
Agree. I can't stand having like syrup on things. I always have to have it on the side, so I could never do that.
Wait, Mary, do you agree with me?
Yeah, absolutely. I would totally eat that. Take out the bacon because I can't eat bacon, but yeah.
Okay, this guy is my least favorite of all of her suitors.
We've had long discussions
Yeah.
about this. You can join those afterwards.
Okay.
You just broke my heart.
Oh.
I mean, we have a lot of divisiveness. Well, in good fun, divisiveness between all of the love interests in this community.
But this is one of the few cases where he's not smarmy and confident.
I think the more often I watch the show, the less I like some characters. I was a big Luke fan at the beginning, and the more I watch it, the less I like him as like a partner for Lorelai, and the more I like actually Jason.
Jason he really has grown on me a bit in this watch. I will say that.
And there was
way
20
more-
times more, and you love him.
There was way more color in his apartment this time around.
All right, I'll give him a shot.
Such bright sunshine compared to what we usually see.
I love Paris's like overshirt. Oh, and the hat and shades and everything.
It was definitely a man shirt.
I wonder if it's supposed to be Asher's.
I thought.
Good point.
Okay, but I definitely want to go on vacation with Paris if she's going to be like this.
I know, right? I'm like, man, she's just paying everybody.
Money solves all things.
Oh yeah, that's a big trend that we've noticed here in this show. Money solves pretty much every major problem.
Also, Paris is quite rich. I wonder why she didn't fly then.
Woo!
Oh my God. You're here.
There they are.
I love bikinis. That's so great. Is it called bikinis, do you say, in English?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Brenda sent me home with so many of my clothing. I can't believe they wrote that line in there.
Which one?
Were we really friends at one point? Oh, only since we were 4 years old.
Oh yeah.
She grabbed his arm.
Oh, we own that place. the lifeguard drives around. By the end of filming that scene, Liza was coated with so much freaking sunblock on her chest.
Was she just having to apply it over and over again because they kept reshooting it?
Yeah, we just kept, it was disgusting. We just laughed our asses off about it in Liza's sour tone. I love they have VHS. Power of
Regina will explain what VHS is after.
Oh, that's just me.
This is ageism at its finest.
Awesome. Mary.
Don't listen
I grew
to
up with a
Regina.
VHS.
I'm kidding.
She loves it.
This hits hard because I just cleaned up my garage and threw away VHS tapes and cassette tapes and like singles of like Lisa Loeb. So.
Oh, wow. I like the short hair on Rory, but it's not my favorite one yet. I thought she was cute there with her dress.
Twins kissing. Ew.
Yeah, that just sounds not cool.
Did I miss where Madeline and Louise are in their life? Are they at like another university, state school?
So Madeline goes to like some college in California, and after about a month, she went to go visit Louise at Tulane and just stayed. And then they went to spring break here, and they've been there a month. I think they both just decided to party.
They said they went to every spring break since, so they just stayed for everyone's spring break week after week.
Is this a new team? Team what is this guy? Team 76?
Please just wait,
Stop.
John. I don't want to spoil anything for you.
I love the banana eating quote.
Here
One
you
of
go,
my
John.
favorite parent quotes.
Here they are, John.
John, was that Nathan
screaming for the band?
You get Colonel for that, John, for guessing it right.
This one wasn't a hard one to guess right. What I do find funny is that they picked the Shins as a band that like really screams spring break.
It doesn't, but
No, it's like
Amy.
it screams Amy. Like really, like, they should have had, like, Limp Bizkit or something there, you know?
Oh my God.
Thank God you weren't directing.
Time in the spring break Daytona crowd, yeah.
Now somebody
like-
needs to make
the
like a
shift is
meme
great.
of you in a Limp Bizkit t-shirt, John.
What? What'd you say?
Somebody needs to make a graphic now incorporating you in Limp Bizkit somehow.
Yeah, I mean, this is awesome, but it's just so clear that, like, Amy and Dan are like, how can we get the Shins on this episode?
It was good for me. It's coming up in a little bit, but my boyfriend at the time, who I was crazy in love with, the director said, okay, we're going to use him. He's going to be the guy that you lick his hand. So you'll see. There he is right there.
It's just so awesome. I love these music episodes because they really treat them like full-on concerts. Like, that's the same with the Bengals. Like that episode feels like you're at an actual Bengals concert. Like, they're playing the whole song here.
There's my boyfriend right there.
Oh my goodness.
That makes that even better.
That's like my favorite scene too. It's hysterical.
That's great.
It's better than letting any.
You get that we were
Guys.
stealing their 21 and over stamp.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah, it's a good trick.
Oh yeah.
We expect no less from them.
Oh, Cole.
Excellent move.
I like your
Cole.
dress there.
All the low rise is just,
All the nice.
oh gosh,
And of course, Teal does.
the book ice fashion. Rory's shirt is fabulous though.
I love her whole outfit. She looks awesome. I love how they just don't know what to do.
They're so awkward.
Okay, so all those extras are dancing like to no music.
Yeah, we talked about that a little bit on some of the other episodes. That's I think one of the weirdest, like, any club scene that I've ever been in is the weirdest thing ever, because it is
It's
just
so
dead
uncomfortable.
it is dead silent. Everyone is just moving around and they're just flashing lights. There's no music, there's no talking whatsoever.
Dance silently. Don't even.
Yeah.
Oh, I love this line. Okay, get ready, John.
I'm ready.
Oh, damn.
There you go. And there's Chad just peeking at him in the creepy corner over there.
I have actually kissed Liza before.
Ooh.
How was
that's
I?
a story.
We were so drunk.
How was I as a kisser?
Of course she needs to be cookie. Nasty. And you were asking about teams, John?
I was gonna ask if that's another team. If
I
that's-
don't get that because it wasn't even a good kiss.
He was team gross.
Yeah.
Wait, is that Team 76? Was that Team 76?
Yes, 76.
Yes, it was.
That was
Yeah.
the
Yep. Trash.
Just say it, buddy. Just say it.
Oh, this is exhausting.
Buddy.
But again, not smarmy.
No, it's not smarmy, but buddy.
She's always bracing herself for what he's going to say next.
I am not loving this scene.
I agree.
Yeah, does she want a key?
I just don't feel any chemistry between those two.
Exactly. No chemistry to me.
Yeah,
Sherry
I
once again
disagree.
said ick.
Oh, Sherry. This is that you have a heart of stone here, this poor guy. He's feeling something for her.
He's fine, but there's just no chemistry.
There is no chemistry. But I wouldn't say
It was sweet, though.
I wouldn't say ick. Unless I find out that she finds somebody else's socks in his house.
No. I think the ick refers to, like, it's like your brother kissing you.
Pay attention, John.
I feel it. Luke and Lorelai kissing each other is worse than brother and sister, so I disagree totally.
Oh.
I forgot he went to jail.
Yikes.
Just a little quick aside, I love the curly hair.
Yeah, she looks amazing.
I love this scene, and this is my last scene
It's a fabulous scene.
of the show.
That dress is epic.
It's mine.
That-
I brought it to the scene.
that your
amazing.
dress?
It's so cute.
And
Oh
I
my
still
God.
have
I
it.
love that.
What's the brand? Just for
It's a-
research purposes.
It's a vintage dress that I found in like a resale shop.
How does it feel to be like one of the universe's favorites? Because that dress is adorable. Did you guys catch Rory mouthing "he's old" while Paris was talking?
I didn't see it.
No.
I looked down at my salad. Did she say Dimber with him?
Yes, Denver.
Oh,
He's in Denver.
I thought she was trying to say dinner with me.
Denver,
But she's so
Colorado.
I think she's drunk and slurring.
That's why the subtitles are so helpful. Yeah, we don't want another bad boy.
We've seen a lot of drunk scenes this weekend.
Is this the first time that Rory's been drunk in the series?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Her first time trying alcohol.
Yes. I feel like both of these girls would have everybody's phone numbers in their phones no matter what. I just have to say the bangs look
Madeline.
great, by the way.
Oh man.
Yeah, that's true.
Oy.
That
Oy.
We all got so tanked at lunch that day. It's the only time I've ever been drunk on set.
Oh, wow.
Is this not nighttime?
Yeah, it is nighttime.
It is, but she's saying that they got drunk before the scene.
We did. All of us did.
I had a feeling that he got in a fight with the guy.
Sherry just pointed out to me that the window's open.
The guy has his hands in the window. Sorry, someone was saying something about Sherry.
Yeah, I said Sherry just pointed out to me that their window is open, which I never noticed before.
Yeah, it's too late to be jealous now. He should have moved in with her and not stay away all the time. So yeah, I agree. Yeah.
That scene was awesome, though. I just gotta say, that was a great scene.
Loved it.
That's funny. Here you go.
Glenn.
Oh my gosh. It is so spring break.
Does anybody know what his tattoo says?
Carrie just messaged me and said she thinks it says hot dog. She just.
I was about to say, maybe it says hot dog.
Oh
Yeah, that's what I thought I saw too.
It starts with a D. That person.
By the way, Glenn was running in zigzags there.
I was just going to say, there's zigzags again, and I can't remember who said that was a thing that ASP liked.
Yeah, apparently Amy loves seeing actors running in zigzags.
Dun, dun, dun.
Oh, man.
She skims over the kiss, but stops at the power of men.
But how does he have her number at the dorm? She called from the cell phone.
Excellent point.
But kissing a girl drunk is not such a big deal at a party.
As I said, Liza and I have.
I think most young women on parties do.
He says, so by the way,
Liza,
before I open up the couch, the last thing that you can hear is he says, "I've got a lot of questions. I've even written some of them down," which is, I mean, you can just hear it very faintly on the phone. He says, "I got a couple questions. I've even written some down." Weird.
One of my favorite. Rory loves that kind of thing.
All right, we are opening up the couch to invite others up here to join us in a lively conversation about what we just saw. And the couch opens now.
Man, I forget how amazing this episode is. This was like
the
second ever.
It's such a good episode.
Yeah, this was
One of my favorites.
What did
Everybody.
you think of your first Remarcus experience?
Hi, Shelly.
How was my first Remarcus experience? It was easy. I'm so hungry. It was after watching all the food. It was easy. It was fun. It's been decades since I've seen that episode.
So
There's a couple people that need to mute.
Yeah, exactly. If you come into the room, just remember to mute your microphone. Just in the event, Marla.
Hey, Brian.
For you.
Or hey, John. I just called you Brian.
That's okay. It happens. Yeah.
Hey, my mom actually is in the room. She joined for the very first time. I don't think she's going to stay or want to come up, but I was just going to see if we could say a quick hi. Her name's Joy.
Hey, Joy. How are you? Well, she can't answer back, but I imagine that she's doing okay.
Yeah. Thanks.
Okay, so here's something that I thought about, and I think it's cool that you're here with us, Shelly, because this episode reminds me a heck of a lot of the Bangles going to see the Bangles concert episode, which had a very similar like big band, like a big, well-known band that the Palladinos clearly really like. And it had that, kids doing crazy things without their parents kind of vibe to it. And I just thought that was really interesting that you're in both of those episodes.
Well, and those are my two favorite episodes.
Yeah, they're both awesome. This episode was amazing.
The case literally jumped out.
Hey, Shelly, can I ask you a question?
Is this Val?
Oh, no, this is Tasha.
Oh, hi, Tasha. You sounded like Valerie for a second. Hi, what's up? What question?
Thank you. I'll take it as a compliment. So I have always loved like you and Teal as like, yeah, you're like my favorite duo on this show.
Thank you.
You're welcome. What was it like?
Wait a second. There's another duo on that show as well, Tasha.
Well, yes, John, I know. I'm talking Chilton.
I'm sorry. Continue. I'm just.
Talking not main characters.
Yes.
Oh.
Right. So how was it working with her? Because it seems like she would be a lot of fun to work with.
So she was a child, and I mean it like in the real sense of the word. When we started that show, she was 17. We started after the pilot, we started from episode 1, and she was 17. I was 27. Liza was more like 25 or 24 or something. And so Liza and I became really, really close friends. And Teal, it was great. She and I became such a symbiotic relationship with each other, but it was strictly professional. And we had a lot of fun doing our roles and playing our roles. But we didn't hang out outside of the show just because we had absolutely nothing in common. She was one of those girls that would be like, I went out to this kid at the mall, and well, I mean, she's really young and really young in age, and kind of young in in her spiritual journey. And I'm sorry if that sounds rude or anything, but I mean, we were very close. She was. I remember one time.
Hey, I have roommates who are 19 and I'm 28, so I understand it.
Yeah, I mean, she was young compared to most of the other actors who were playing roles at Chilton and then at Yale. That 17 is young. I mean, we mentioned it before. Like, I was in my late 20s when I joined the show, and I was supposed to be playing like somebody who was either like 18, 19, or 20 years old. So 17 is young, is a young actor on the show.
Yeah, and she would storm. I remember she stormed on the set one time and said, "Can I get the security guard fired? He was rude to me." And I can't remember who it was, but they said, "No." But she was great. That there's one episode where she's wearing a wig, and she did this movie called like Dumb and Dumber, a prequel or something, and she dyed her hair dark brown, and she came to set with her hair dark brown, and she said, "Well, now Shelly and I look so similar, isn't that great?" And Amy said, "No." So they put a wig on her, and then they made her bleach her hair back. I mean, she just was a little irresponsible, but man, she did a great job with that character. She's perfect for that character. And she and I played off of each other really well. And that's something that just develops over time. But we kind of caught on with each other pretty quickly, I think.
Shelly, I have a question for you too. You had mentioned that you remembered that was your last scene. Did you know it was going to be your last scene?
I mean, it was never stated out loud, but I absolutely knew.
Wow. Why? What would you say? What would you say about it made you feel like that's it?
Well, Amy and Dan did not even need to bring us back for that Yale episode early on. I think it was episode 4, or I don't know what it was, 6. I don't know, can't remember. But I was really surprised that we were invited to that episode, and which I guess to me feels really good because it's a testament to how much they appreciated us and valued us. So I didn't expect to even be invited back again, and I guess it just had a very goodbye feeling to it. It was a perfect episode to go out on. I cannot even think of a better way to go out, except for that one line that Paris said. Were we really friends at one point? I thought, yeah, I mean, we were friends since we were little kids. I thought that was a very unnecessary and mean line. But what did you guys think about, like, Jeff? I mean, I don't know, because they didn't deserve that. They were so sweet, those two.
What, that Paris? Yeah, but Paris, that's Paris though.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah,
Paris. I mean, I feel like that's part of, like, I feel like Paris probably has said as bad, if not worse, to them while they were all together at school. You know, I think that's sort of the vibe that you get. That,
well, she always was and speaking of the Bengals episode, Concert Interruptus, she's always excited when we, like, for instance, when we got in trouble in that episode, she was standing behind Lorelai, like, smiling and laughing. So she always had a mean streak to her, of course.
Yeah.
Hey, John, Val's in the audience.
Oh, yeah.
I told her that we were done, that she's here.
Okay, great. By the way, Val, when you pop into these rooms, if you see us up here on the couch and the couch is open, please feel free to raise your hand. Otherwise, I may not assume that you want to come up. Mike, for example, Mike Gandolfi, he sometimes just lurks. He just comes and he's like, I don't really want to come up onto the couch. I just want to sit and listen to you. And so, we of course love to have you up here, but I just want to make sure that you know that you can raise your hand.
Got it. Next time I'll do that. I just wanted to quickly say hi. I'm at my mom's house and my niece is visiting. So I didn't watch the episode. I'm assuming it's the one that the last episode where Shelly was in.
Yes. And by the way, I just have to say I'm really bummed about that because I didn't realize that. I kind of was thinking that maybe you were back at some point again. Although, you know what? Maybe, no, I kind of knew, I guess, because I had to put together, I put together a list of the episodes to bring you back on, but I guess I thought that there was one more that I could ask you if you wanted to come back to, but that's a bummer because I freaking love your character.
Well, thank you.
I love both those. I love both those characters a lot, you know, and I actually don't think that it's crazy that they brought you back for the Yale and that they brought you back for this episode. I think that Madeline and Louise are part of a deeper friendship of those characters. And so I absolutely could imagine. Hello. Oh, does somebody have their mic muted? Not their mic not muted?
Oh, that's sorry. It's me. We're playing.
Yeah, no problem. Like I can imagine them because you guys are, I know childhood friends can last for, you know, for most of a person's life sometimes. I mean, how many folks in this room have childhood friends that they're now adults and those childhood friends have been there with them since they were like in grade school? Yeah.
Been my
so
friend.
I feel like that.
Mine's on the couch with it.
Yeah, I feel like that was what those characters were to Paris, and so as long as Paris is in the show, I always sort of felt like they were potentially going to show up somewhere.
Well, that's what I meant when I said I feel like it was a real testament to how much Amy and Dan valued Teal and I, and I'm very grateful for the job, my first job, and I'm so grateful for the gift that it was probably one of the greatest gifts of my entire life because it really gave me stability. It gave me, I still get paid from it. It gives me, and I'm sure you do too, John, but it just gave me so much like a family. And I feel really grateful that I was there from episode 1 because I got to know I became part of the original family of the show. And that is an honor to me.
Can I just point out that from like the Marcus standpoint, Shelly, you're always welcome to come back on another episode and discuss it with us.
Of course.
Please.
I mean, I would love for you to come, you know, when we get into some of that stuff with Nick and with like the Yale people and stuff. Like, I mean, you know, mostly, and I kind of would love to use this as an opportunity to segue into really talking about what we saw in the episode, because that's sort of what I think makes what we're doing here a little unique, is we kind of avoid getting too panel-y and we really just are a group of folks that just geek out over the episode and talk about what we just saw. So,
well, let me make a quick comment about that.
Yeah.
So considering that you and I both haven't seen a lot of these episodes, I haven't seen any of the episodes with Nick and none with you. It would, and I don't even have to be on panel or anything. I can just sit in the background and watch, but I would love to discover those episodes with you.
Oh yeah.
For sure, at least the one, Pulp Fiction one.
It's really been just so cool. Way cooler than I ever would have expected. You know, I was kind of like, oh, I'm going to just watch the show. Why don't I watch it with fans? And it's really just grown into something much bigger than that. We discuss like in detail, you know, character, motivation, all kinds of stuff. Sometimes it's really, it gets very geeky academic, which is just very fun. And a little intense. I mean, you know, there's a lot of personal things that all of us bring to our favorite characters. And I think that makes it great too, because it means it brings our own personal vulnerabilities to these conversations, and that's what makes us human. And I just think it's what brings us closer together. I want to talk about a little bit about the Nicole and Luke thing, for sure. And then I just want to say, like, I'm right about my theory that Rory and Dean are going to hook up. Like, I'm just going to say it again. I'm getting ready to just put down money, like to put down hard money.
Colonel, so tell us how much.
So I'm by the way, I'm team Dean, by the way, Shelly, just so you know. I know that you're team Jared because Jared is an awesome human being, but I'm straight up team Dean on the actual narrative of the show. I like that character a lot.
John, real quick.
Yeah.
I only have a quick second to say hi. I just wanted to say hi to Shelly and everyone, and that's about it. I hope you guys had a great show.
It was good. Hey Val, will you definitely try and clear your calendar for the Pulp Friction episode, because I definitely want to have you there for that.
Send me a note and I'll see if it will work for my timing.
Okay, great. If you can't, no worries. We've got Stan is going to be there, and Nick and Alan. But I think that like having somebody from like the costume part of the perspective would be really cool as well.
You should get Robert Lee in there.
Oh yeah. Will you connect me with Robert Lee?
Yeah, I'll get you in touch with him.
All right, cool.
I'm so glad you're making such a big deal of my favorite episode. I always say Pulp Fiction is my episode, and everyone, yeah, it's great, but not so great. So I'm really looking forward to that episode.
Claudia, you know that my sister's in that, right?
Yeah, I know that your sister is in it, and I know a lot from Nick, of course, from Fanchest. So, and yeah, you know, some of you know I'm like a Team Robert fan, which is really rare. And
the queen of Team Robert.
It's the episode
you created Team Robert.
Yeah, I created Team Robert. It's funny, and I didn't think there would be more than 10 members ever. But we're like an open team, so we like the other characters too. We're not like only team. It's more like, yeah, it's fun, and we like this and we like this. So it's not that. Nick
Holmes kissing every other woman at FanFest also kind of helps the brand, doesn't it?
I didn't kiss.
I know, like Team Brian is making a move this year, overtaking.
No.
Pretty sure Babsy is gonna have issues with that.
Babsy's sitting right next.
I didn't say anything about kissing. I just said Team Brian is making a move.
Oh, okay.
Exactly. It's on the come up.
All right. So
I have to say, I forgot Luke went to jail in this episode. So that was like watching it the first time again.
All right. So I guess there's more from that, because as of right now, we don't really totally know that guy that's in there is somebody that we should really worry about. We're just assuming, as he is just assuming. It could be her brother or her cousin or something like that.
I liked it this time they had Lorelai coming to his rescue, because like he's always going like to help her with everything, and it was interesting to see her driving him and him like being vulnerable.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of mirrored that scene. Kind of mirrors the scene between the two of them on the park bench, where she's sort of crying, you know, and he's comforting her. It's sort of like an opposite thing, where he's sort of like at rock bottom, and she's like trying to comfort him.
It's bringing them closer.
Do you think those two are going to ever hook up?
No.
Nah.
I don't know.
No, I don't.
They have no chemistry. Come on.
I doubt it.
All right, Shelly, so you don't.
If it was going to happen, it would have already happened.
So you're not a big fan, Shelly, of Digger Styles, are you?
Well, I haven't actually seen him on any of these episodes. I've never seen him before, but my immediate instinct is I just feel there's nothing, I don't know, there's no chemistry there, and I just don't get it.
He feels very much like he could be a best friend, like a buddy. You know, they kind of joke around a lot in a similar way, but there's just nothing that I feel that's romantic there. And I guess here's my question for the Digger fans. You all, or the big thing I've been hearing from all of you is, you know, he just feels like he's the only one that can really like keep up with Lorelai, and he can keep up with her jokes, and he can always like hit back with, you know, interesting banter. Is that enough for a relationship to be?
No way.
Well, I mean, no, I'm not. For those of us who are not Digger fans, that's an easy one to answer. I'm asking some of the Digger fans.
Oh no, I'm a fan. I say no though.
I'm not a fan, but I think that there's potential, but I don't think that's exactly your question though. I'm sorry.
I've been a Digger fan, and yes and no. I mean, maybe for a while it's okay, you know, but then you kind of that kind of gets a little old, and you kind of want to have like a conversation that, or you want to find things more in common, and it doesn't seem as that's where it's going. Is that they're not gonna be able to explore more, you know, and it just kind of stops right there.
So, yeah, I mean, I felt for the character. Certainly, he felt like he was at his most vulnerable. Although I was just kind of like, spit it out, man. Seriously, like, you know, you're digging yourself a hole here. But I definitely like felt the vulnerability of the character, and I like that. I just question whether there's anything really deeply romantic there for Lorelai. Anna, what are your thoughts? And then actually, I would love to hear Tiffany, because I know Tiffany is a Digger fan. Scooper. The pooper scooper. Anna, what are your thoughts? Are you a Digger? Into Digger?
I am kind of a fan of his. What I will say is I think that out of all the suitors that she's had so far in the series, he has the most chemistry with her. I feel like they're a better match. I mean, the guy right before this was pretty good too, but I feel like there was no chemistry between her and Max whatsoever.
I'm glad you say that, because I agree there. I've always felt like the chemistry between her and Max was very false. It felt very stiff. Like, remember there was that one episode where they like were sitting across from each other in chairs, and then they just like jump up and just smash into each other. The most awkward thing. It looks like they're about to knock the other one over the back of the chair. It's like,
right. Yeah, their relationship was really disjointed for me. But yeah, I in this scene, it's kind of a weird scene, especially like if Shelly, if you haven't seen the ones before, this is kind of a weird scene to be introduced to his character, because he is a bit more quirky and everything. But yeah, he totally falters in this particular episode. But I don't think he's a bad guy, but I do think that the more they get together, they do kind of have that best friend kind of chemistry going on.
Yeah, the romance just does seem forced. Is he like I had to run downstairs and get some chips and salsa. So sorry. Is he like like part of her parents' circle or something.
He's Richard's business partner. He kind of comes in. His storyline is that he comes in. He's the son of one of Richard's ex-partners that pushed Richard out of his insurance firm, and so he comes in sort of saying, I hate my father and I would love to go into business with you in order to spite my father. And I think he also was somewhat of like a mid-level guy over at that firm as well. So him teaming up with Richard would be like a big coup, leaving their firm and kind of a big FU to his dad. It was a really, really smarmy introduction to the character. So it kind of soured a lot of us who really don't like him at all. And then he's just ultra neurotic and has all these weird hangups. He like makes Lorelai sleep in the guest room whenever they like have a date and she spends the night after they've had sex. He's like, can you go sleep in the guest room because I can't sleep with somebody in the same bed? Like I just can't go to sleep. Like I mean, just all these really weird quirks that are, you know, I mean, they're very odd. But then there are also parts of his character that are really vulnerable and interesting and quirky in a way that like he seems kind of somewhat interesting. Tiffany, I know that you're a Digger fan, and then we'll go to Claudia. I know has been and Mary, who I know have been flashing as well. But I'm just curious because I know that you are a Digger fan.
Yeah, I think that kiss was way cringy and gross, but I think you know, I think you're just seeing now like he is more vulnerable, and previously we've seen him a little bit more confident, and so this is kind of him, you know, kind of trying to come and see Lorelai on her end and like trying to decide, well, what would she want? Because, you know, everything that they've had so far in their relationship has been what he's wanted. Like he's been very confident, like, no, I don't want to eat here. And no, you need to go sleep here. But this seems like he's starting to kind of maybe have feelings for her more than he thought he would. And so now he's trying to come back to what he thinks she might want. But I think, not with spoilers, but like if this is the as far as I've seen, I would think that they're starting to unravel those two and starting to push her, you know, Luke and Lorelai together. So I think that maybe why this scene was a little bit more awkward with them.
By the way, kernels are mature. You can harvest your kernels. Shelly, that's just a very weird code language that we have. We have an in-game economy with like an actual game currency that people are earning every time they RSVP and come to an event, and people are going to be spending those kernels on all kinds of fun, weird game stuff that we have going, like prizes and events and all kinds of stuff over the course of the rest of this series watch. I built an app for this, and we're just playing around.
Okay.
Well said, Tiffany, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah, I have to say, like, if somebody said recently, they were like, I'm really rooting for Digger. Like, because when we were talking about this whole idea, like, oh God, Digger, like this is crazy, like that he's making Lorelai sleep in the other room and whatnot. But then I was also mentioning, like, you know, when I first started spending the night with women at my house, my apartment, I really couldn't sleep. Like, so I would just lay in bed staring at the ceiling because I just had never done that before. And so I'd never shared my bed before. And that just, you know, it just made me like uncomfortable to have somebody else in my bed. I just couldn't go to sleep. So I kind of could relate to him because of that. Even though I would never have somebody sleep in a guest room, I also would never have an apartment as like lavish as he has. And I would never have a guest room like that. And so I guess like I kind of root for the character to get over some of that stuff. And if this episode is sort of like the beginning of, hey, maybe this guy can actually get over his weird, because I mean, I eventually got over that. I obviously now can sleep in a bed with my wife, but you know, if that can happen, then like that might be kind of cool. I might be into that storyline. I might be into like seeing this guy become a deeper, more caring individual than what I've seen up until now. I'm totally open to that.
Yes, it's my turn to speak.
Go for it, Claudia.
Yeah, I started to watch the show in my early 20s, and I didn't like Jason at all, because the show showed us we need to vote for Lorelai and Luke, and I was, of course, falling into the trap and thinking, yeah, Lorelai and Luke. But every time I watch the show again and again, and now being a therapist, I think, oh no, it's not Luke and Lorelai who should be together. It's not just he's being in the same like society as Lorelai is. They grew up together, and if you think back about the camp stories, you know they already flirted with each other as teenagers. So it was a long time coming, and now they are together, and he's really honest. How many men would say, I have severe sleeping problems and I need to sleep alone? I honestly respect that so much. Really, how many men would say in a really shortly started relationship, I have sleeping problems, I'm sorry, you need to sleep in another room? Most men wouldn't say it at all, and the relationship would stop at all because they are not honest with each other. But he's always honest, and he agrees when she doesn't want to tell it her parents. He says, yeah, I don't like it, and he tries to convince her, but he agrees with waiting. So I think I like him a lot, and I like him every watch more and more and more. And I think Lorelai and Luke are perfect friends, really perfect friends, but they're not relationship material. They're not good in communication, not good in problems, and yeah, I stick to that.
Okay, that's fair.
Mary?
So I'm one of the ones who said that I don't like Digger as a person, but I think he actually is the best match for Lorelai in terms of intelligence and in terms of status. I think he is the bridge between the life that Lorelai built and the life that her parents have. And he would be able to keep her at a satisfied level of where she would still be able to have her independence, because he would not want to do everything together, and yet also support her in whatever support she needs for any like ambitions or anything that she wants in the future, because he's also a very ambitious person and he would understand that. So I do like him. And I just want to clarify one more thing about the history of Digger. Richard was pushed out so Digger can take over his position. So the fact that, yeah, so the fact that Digger
interview, really good. Ethan is so cool, and he talked a lot about that and how cold it was, and he gets a bump in pay, and Brenda's right off on the sidelines, or Valerie's right off on the sidelines with a huge towel and puppy coat, and you know, he's a therapist. He's a relationship counselor with his husband. They both live in like Texas somewhere. It was really good to see him and talk to him again, because that's the only time I'd ever met him. But yeah, we filmed it in the winter, basically, like January or something, and it was cold. I mean, for LA it was cold, but you're right there, it's at night, you're right there on Hermosa Beach or whatever, and the wind's blowing in, and you know, it was cold at night.
It was a great channel. It was really fun to listen to,
and it was not sweltering during the day, so we weren't baking in the sun like if it was actually spring break, so that was good.
When did it air? It aired in late April or mid-April.
Whenever spring break is.
Yeah, around
late
in April.
Here, in Denver, spring break is usually is like March, sometime mid-March or something.
Yeah, that whole coast area is like much colder than where I'm at in Los Angeles, and yeah, like I'd say around March that would probably be really cold. But just in general, the Pacific Ocean is. Oh, it was April.
Yeah, April 13th, 2004.
Yeah, the Pacific Ocean.
God, that's my third birthday.
That's my.
The Pacific Ocean is super cold, so that was in the Pacific. That was not actually in the Atlantic or the Gulf or whatever that where the spring break would be. And so that water was ice cold. Was that tattoo that he had, that wasn't his real tattoo? That was like something that was put on?
I think that's a Valerie question.
That's I'm so curious about that.
Somebody said, because I had asked, joking around, does it say hot dog? And apparently at the virtual fan fest, they were talking about it, and Valerie had to keep on reapplying it.
Oh, okay.
So I'm assuming it was fake.
Oh, it was fake then. Yeah.
If you really just got a tattoo, you really shouldn't be in the ocean right away, but that's okay.
I just also love that the character ran in a zigzag, because we just had that episode where Rory was running in a zigzag, and apparently Amy loves to watch her actors running in zigzag. So weird. Anyway.
Suki and Jackson chase each other down the street.
Oh yeah, that's right. Jackson and Suki chase each other in zigzags as well. So weird.
That's kind of how I imagine Amy would run. Amy doesn't seem like an athlete, so she's like an awkward runner.
Maybe that's what it is. Maybe the fact that she's not, and she probably runs really weird. She wants everyone to run weird.
It just occurred to me that Janet disappears in that episode, and we never see her again. Well, that we don't really see.
Oh yeah, like did Janet come back with them? Like did she fly back with them? No. How'd she get home?
She got the bar though. She was dancing at the bar. She had a shot. Doing a shot with that guy.
Yeah, I know, but what happens to her? But what happens to her?
Drive back with Glenn.
She drove back.
Never saw her again.
Guys, no spoilers. No spoilers. I want to know that Janet's still around.
She's the one that cuts your head off.
Yeah. Yeah, John.
Right, yeah.
Apparently my character gets beheaded in this series, and I didn't realize it. So I guess I'll find out later.
Spoiler.
At the end of season 5.
Okay. All right. Well, there we go.
At least according to Sean, that's what happens. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. If Sean said it, it must be true.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. All right. Well, I'm going to start making everybody moderators because I'm going to actually be bouncing here as well. I hope that you had a good time, Shelly, and you'll come and you'll. I know. We do need to talk about Ick. Shelly, I hope that you'll come back and hang with us again.
Yeah, I'm happy to. Give me some advance notice. Just bear in mind that I teach my classes on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday night, so those are always out of the question. But I would absolutely love to come back and watch and discover some of these for the first time. If you have a favorite episode that you filmed that you were like, oh, I'm really looking forward to that, I can just let me know in advance, and I can just, like I said, I can just sit in the background. I do not need to sit on the couch, and I would just happy to just watch it with you guys.
Just come on in. I guarantee though that the group will not want you sitting out there on the beanbag. We call them the beanbag.
Nope. I want to have I want to be present at least for one of those Nick episodes, because I love Nick, and it would be fun to jump in on one of those.
Absolutely.
All right. As always, this amazing group of I don't even call them fans. You guys aren't even fans.
Friends.
They're just family who just creates this community. I'm so looking forward to whoever I get to see. I have a little special surprise for Claudia. And I actually have one of my students, my trans students, he has a twin sister who's an artist and is making a Rory and Lorelai doll, much like the Madeline doll that she made for me. And I'm going to probably find a way to auction those off or something. All proceeds will go to her, of course. But that's way down the line. But it has been a pleasure. I'm looking forward to jumping on here again. And thanks for John for doing this. And thanks for you guys for just always, for you girls and Bullwick for always being here. So thank you.
Thanks for joining us, Shelly.
Thanks for joining us, Shelly. Awesome.
Thanks, Shelly. Thank you.
So much fun.
Thanks so much, Shelly.
Bye, Shelly.
Good night.
I have actually a question about the eeks because I'm not here usually at nighttime or my nighttime. And I have a feeling a lot of characters get eeks and I feel weird if I like it. So did I get it wrong? Is it like the wrong feeling I get, or what is it?
No. The ick, you're talking about ick. It's sort of a little bit of an inside joke at this point between Sherry, myself, and maybe a few others. So Sherry really has Shelly's feelings about the Nicole character are very similar to my feelings about the Mia character. Just sends her into a state of almost shock, I would say, right, Sherry?
Yeah, I guess.
All right. So I don't know what's coming. I don't want to be spoiled because I feel like I don't want to say with 100% certainty that I do know that that's a guy that she's having an affair with Luke. I feel like the last thing that we saw doesn't totally line up with that, but of course maybe it's been many weeks between last episode and this episode. So I don't want to pass judgment, but it does feel like that's maybe what we're supposed to think at this point. But if this is all we get from it, then I won't come over to the side of ick yet, or I won't come over. If this is like if we find out that this is it, or he's like, okay, I guess that's it, and this is truly it, there is no more with that character, then no, I don't feel ick on the character. I feel sort of like, I don't know, maybe.
Yeah, I felt, I only hear usually at the weekend, and I felt like, oh, I like a character, and a lot of people say, ick. It made me really uncomfortable. So
you don't feel bad about that?
I really need to ask about that, because others who probably not joining in every day ask themselves perhaps something similar.
Just so you know, there's a lot that we do here that's totally in jest. With the exception of Mia, with the Mia character, that character is just awful, just the worst.
You hate her so much. Oh, John.
But most of it, we're kind of just kidding around and having fun, and of course, we all have our opinions about certain character traits and stuff, but it shouldn't be to make you feel uncomfortable. All of the characters I think are really, all of the characters are really special because they make up this show. So that's in my opinion, that's how I feel about it.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask,
except me,
of course, every one of us probably has one character they cannot stand at all, and characters they love more than others. And I thought, okay, I need to find out about that inside joke. I miss a lot of them, of course. If you're only joining in twice from 9 times, you miss a lot, and that's okay. But this, it's different if you just feel left out because you just didn't join, or if you feel uncomfortable. So I wanted to talk about it.
Yeah, no. You're all good, and I wish that you all could join a lot more. Obviously, that's just a matter of me being able to host them at those times. But
that's okay. Sean, please do not worry about it. Even if I say I miss out, I'm still thankful to be a part of it, and I still enjoy the community. It's just sometimes, of course, if something is happening, I say yeah, you missed 1 of 9 times. I missed 7 times, and I feel like, okay, if you complain about missing 1 time, should I complain every weekend about missing 7 times? So yeah, that's just an international problem, I think.
Yeah. Well, I will say marathon weekend was fun.
Yeah, I had a good time.
That was a good time.
Thank you for such an amazing weekend, Ron. It was so much fun. So John,
it was good, but I'm tired.
I'm tired too.
I'm sure you are.
I'm tired too.
That dang cat scratch clue, I think, killed all of us.
Yeah, right. I started off by just destroying brain cells.
I feel like I have a hangover, even though I didn't drink anything this week.
Oh no.
Well, I've been drinking leftover Imperial Micheladas all weekend. So
there you go.
We have 5 episodes left now. We did more episodes in 2 days than we'll do all week.
Oh my goodness, that's amazing. But we do have some community events coming up this week. We have a Canada Day event with Mary, where we're gonna sit and listen and find out what in the world Canada Day is. I don't know. I think Is it like Independence Day? Is it just is it a Canada themed holiday? Like I do not know, but I'm gonna find out on Thursday. And then, we'll have on Friday, we're gonna have Keiko and Todd here with us at 5:30 for our first show, and then we're gonna have Sean with us again at 7 for our second show. And then we're off for a couple days, and then we begin our hiatus week on the following Monday, and there's going to be lots of cool events, none of which I have put into the calendar myself, including a Dirty Dance. Like we're going to watch Dirty Dancing. We're going to play some trivia. It's going to be a lot of fun. Somewhere in there, I am going to try and squeeze. I've been thinking about squeezing in a town hall meeting, or Marcus town hall meeting.
Yeah.
Love it.
Is Rachel going to lead it as our Taylor Dorsey?
Yes.
I don't.
Yes,
yeah,
please.
I haven't really thought through it a lot. There was a mention of it on Discord, and so I'm already in the sort of thinking stages of it. I will say this: if you are an active member of the community, you've been here, you want to be a part of what we're doing, you want to be a part of the discussion about where this community is going, where this project is going, where this app is going, and you are not a holder of the original Townie memento, find out what that is and grab it before this town hall meeting, because I may be, they're all gone?
There's only like 2 or 3 left, I think.
Yeah, there's only a few left. So
I got mine a couple days ago.
yeah, so, and you're going to need to ask others in the community what the password is for it in order to grab it, because I'm thinking that town hall meeting might be our first test of mementos as tickets.
Yeah, there's 98 claimed out of 100.
Yeah. All right, everyone. We will be back tomorrow at 7 p.m. Thank you once again for spending this time with me and watching this with me. It's been a blast.
Always.
Thanks,
Thank
John.
you for such an amazing
Thanks,
weekend,
John.
John. See you tomorrow.
Thanks, John.
See ya, everyone.
Have a good night's
Bye.
sleep. Get some sleep.
Yeah.
Bye. Bye.
Guys,
Any question, all of you?
Good night, everybody. See you tomorrow.